Yeah, Ashley, we're sitting there watching, like I was saying, and Joe Flacco's taking a ton of reps. He's taking second-team reps. We almost never see him take reps leading the second team. Dillon Gabriel is taking a bunch of first-team reps. It was a little surreal.
The Browns' rookie sensation, Shedeur Sanders, just went through an entire day of training camp without throwing a single pass. No drills, no snaps, nothing. And for a quarterback known for playing through pain, this isn't just about arm soreness like the team claims. Something bigger is happening in Cleveland's QB room, and it might change the entire depth chart before the preseason even begins.
0 team reps for Shedeur Sanders in training camp practice today. It's the first time this entire training camp that the 5th-round rookie out of Colorado has gotten 0 reps in team drills. It just came out being reported by Daniel Ofusi on X that Shedeur Sanders did not participate in team drills today due to arm soreness.
Shedeur Sanders walked off the Browns' practice field on day 9 of training camp without breaking a sweat. Not a single throw, not even a light rep in team drills. Moments later, the Browns gave reporters a simple explanation: arm soreness. But for anyone who's been following Sanders, that excuse feels off. This is a quarterback who played through ankle sprains, back pain, and even a rumored spinal fracture in college. The guy's nickname might as well be Tough It Out. So why would a little soreness suddenly sideline him when he's barely seen any action all camp? To make things even stranger, he didn't look injured. Reporters caught him walking off the field smiling, telling cameras only 2 words: "I'm good." No limp, no trainer by his side, no ice on his arm, nothing that screamed concern. And that's what has fans buzzing. If this isn't about an injury, then what is it really about? Because while Shedeur was stuck on the sideline, the rest of the Browns' quarterback room was busy fighting for their spot. And that battle is where the story gets even more suspicious. But here's the twist. The Browns' QB competition might not be a competition at all.
Shedeur on the way off to the field, and all he said to me was, "I'm good." Later, the Browns came out and said he was held out because of arm soreness, which is a little curious because the fact is Shedeur's got the fewest reps of any of the 4 quarterbacks over the whole course of the summer training camp. So this is something interesting, totally unexpected.
Cleveland's quarterback room is starting to feel like a game of musical chairs, except one chair is already reserved. On paper, it looks like a 4-man battle. Joe Flacco, the trusted veteran; Kenny Pickett, the once promising young QB; Dillon Gabriel, the rookie with something to prove; and of course, Shedeur Sanders, the rookie everyone can't stop talking about. But here's the thing. If this really was an open competition, the reps don't make sense. On day 9, only 2 quarterbacks got the bulk of the action: Flacco and Gabriel. Pickett did a little light work in individual drills before disappearing from team sessions. And Sanders? He didn't take a single rep. Instead, Gabriel was handed the keys to the offense, and the team let him run play after play as if they were desperate to see something, anything, that would stick. Meanwhile, Sanders, who the fans came to see, was just standing there, helmet in hand, quietly watching it all unfold. It's a strange sight for a rookie who's supposed to be fighting for a roster spot. Because in the NFL, reps are everything. You can't win a job from the bench. So why would the Browns willingly keep their most hyped rookie out of the action while a struggling QB like Gabriel got every chance to shine? The answer might be hidden in what happened next, and it has fans questioning whether this competition is real or just for show.
Certainly an interesting development here in this 4-way quarterback competition.
Yes, and I know it's arm soreness, not 100% certain if it's specifically shoulder soreness, but it was significant enough for him to mention it.
If there was ever a golden chance for Dillon Gabriel to change the conversation, this was it. With Pickett barely active and Shedeur Sanders glued to the sideline, Gabriel was practically handed the stage. Every eye in the facility was on him: coaches, reporters, and yes, even Sanders himself. And what did Gabriel do with his moment? He stumbled. Early throws sailed high. Short passes skipped off the turf, and his timing looked just a beat off. He even fumbled a snap in front of the first-team offense, something that makes every coach cringe. The Browns gave him series after series. as if willing him to produce a single wow moment. But it never came. By the end of practice, the narrative was clear. Gabriel might be the guy getting all the chances, but he isn't the guy making the most of them. Meanwhile, Sanders, without a single rep, might have actually won the day just by staying out of the mess. And this is where things start to feel calculated. Because if the Browns already know Gabriel isn't ready, and Flacco doesn't need the reps, then maybe, just maybe, the plan for Sanders is a lot more strategic than anyone realizes. But that theory really takes shape when you consider Sanders' history, and why sitting him might be less about weakness and more about protection.
So, what's the extent of the arm soreness? We probably won't find out until Monday when the coaches are back at the podium and they get questioned about this, but that is what's being reported right now. Shedeur Sanders, 0 team reps today.
Here's what makes this whole arm soreness story so hard to believe. Shedeur Sanders is not the kind of quarterback who sits out over a little pain. Back at Jackson State, he played through ankle sprains and back issues. At Colorado, reports swirled that he even pushed through a small spinal fracture during the brutal season that put him on the national radar. This is a guy whose toughness isn't just respected, it's part of his brand. And yet, in Cleveland, he's suddenly being kept on ice like a rare collectible. No practice reps, no opportunities to run with the first team. Just quiet observation while the rest of the QB room fights for their survival. So what's really happening here? If you connect the dots, a picture starts to form. Maybe this isn't about soreness at all. Maybe the Browns already know what they have in Sanders, and they're protecting him. Think about it. He's the rookie with the most upside, the one who could eventually take the reins from Joe Flacco. Why risk an unnecessary practice injury? Why show your hand to the rest of the league before the preseason even begins? By keeping Sanders out, the Browns might be pulling off the oldest trick in the NFL playbook. Hide your secret weapon until the games actually count.
But Shedeur Sanders did not take a single rep today in 4 team periods and also the hungry dog period, an opportunity period for little-used players at the end of the day.
But this strategy comes with a risk. Because every day, Sanders stays sidelined, the tension inside the quarterback room grows, and the depth chart becomes even more telling. On the surface, the Browns' quarterback competition looks like a 4-man battle. But if you watch closely, the reps tell a different story. And in the NFL, reps are the real truth serum. Joe Flacco? He barely practices, yet nobody questions his spot. He's the steady veteran, the safety blanket the coaching staff trusts. Dillon Gabriel? He's getting every chance to prove himself, and proving he's not ready. Kenny Pickett? He's fading into the background, like a placeholder waiting for the inevitable roster cut. And Shedeur Sanders? He's the ghost with the golden ticket. No reps, no risks. But somehow, still holding everyone's attention. This isn't an open competition. This feels like a confirmation process. The Browns already know who their top 2 quarterbacks are. They're just managing optics until preseason. The quiet message? Flacco is the now. Sanders is the next. Everyone else is just filling space until the future is ready to take over. But here's where it gets tricky. Hiding a rookie is a bold strategy. Fans are starting to notice the silence. Analysts are questioning the plan. And every practice without Sanders taking snaps cranks up the pressure. Because sooner or later, this secret strategy has to hit the field. And that's when everything will be exposed. Every day that Shedeur Sanders stands on the sideline, the whispers get louder. Fans are wondering if the Browns are protecting their future, or if there's something they're not telling us. Because let's be honest, the NFL doesn't wait for anyone. A rookie can go from future star to forgotten name in a single season if the reps don't come. But maybe that's exactly the point. Maybe the Browns are playing chess while everyone else is watching checkers. Why show the league your secret weapon in meaningless August practices, when you can let the hype simmer until the lights come on for real? And that's where all eyes turn to the preseason. Because when the games kick off, the excuses disappear. There's no more arm soreness, No more hiding behind rotations. That's when Shedeur either steps onto the field and confirms the hype, or the silence from camp will start to feel a whole lot louder. So here's the question every Browns fan needs to ask. Are we witnessing a clever plan to protect the future face of the franchise, or a risky gamble that could cost Sanders valuable time and momentum? Drop your take in the comments. Should Shedeur Sanders already be QB2, or is the Browns' patient strategy the smarter move? Smash that like button if you're riding with Sanders. And make sure to subscribe for inside coverage all preseason long, because when this QB battle finally explodes, you won't want to miss it.